So these are all my assets on my dashboard in AMS. To the right of each asset, I have a few options for the assets that are currently in use and out of the base. I can return them. And for the assets that I have available, I can transfer them to someone else. When returning an asset, I can add notes and record any images that document the current state of that asset. And if I transfer the asset to someone else, I'm presented with a few more options. On the actions drop-down, I can issue it to someone, send it out to maintenance, mark it as out of service, or discard it completely. For the person, I can choose the person that's already on my account, or I can add a new one on the fly. And for locations, I can do the same. I can select one that is already on my account, or I can add a new one on the fly. I can add notes, mark the return date, as well as record any images of this particular asset. There are a few other things I can do on the dashboard. I can click on any of the categories, and I will be shown assets belonging to that category only. I can click on the person, and I will be shown the assets belonging to that person, as well as locations. I can also use the filter drop-down, in which I can select by more than just one criteria. I can select assets that are in use from the category, maybe cameras and computers, the person, the room, and I can hit filter. And I will be shown all the assets that belong to these criteria. I can also use the search feature, which searches through all the columns you see here. So I can type camera by the name of the person, location, partially, and I will be returned all the assets that belong to anything that resembles the keyword 40, even if it's a serial number or custom ID or model description, etc. If I go and view a particular asset, I can see more information about that asset, even information that's not shown on the dashboard. I can add more images, upload them, I can trigger the camera. This is particularly useful if I'm using the app on mobile. If the asset is out of the base, I can see who has it, at what location. On the left-hand side menu, I can choose to upload various documents, maybe invoices, warranties, insurance. I can upload images, I can use a camera to snap a quick photo of these documents, etc. On the maintenance log, I can see the history of this particular asset, when it was sent out to maintenance, when it returned, the condition it was returned on, any notes, etc. If I click on the image, I can see the condition it was returned on, and I can set the next maintenance date. In the all history section, I can view everything there is to know about this asset from the point that it was created, when it was issued out, when it returned, if it was edited. All of it is on this view. And this is super helpful if someone from the team has made a mistake when editing something, either by accident or misuse. You can always see the previous version of what was edited and its new counterparts. I can also print a QR code for this particular asset. I'm taken to a screen in which I can choose the type of the paper, of the format that I have, the font size, the image size, and add more elements to that QR code. If I go back to the dashboard and click on some of the columns that you showed, that you saw on that assets view, if I click on this icon here, I can choose to show a few more columns. And the cool thing is that I can sort by column. In this case, I can see which assets are due for maintenance soon, or maybe the assets which the insurance ends, warranty end, maybe returning the soonest, etc. I can select a few assets, or maybe all, I click on the bulk actions, and I can choose to print out QR codes, export all those into an Excel file, archive, or delete. If I click on print QR code, again, I can choose the format, the columns, the rows, image size, and maybe the information I want in those. On the settings area, I can edit the organization, I can edit the current people or add new people, locations, categories. The original field section gives me an opportunity to rename any of the fields. Let's say I'm managing a fleet of cars, and instead of serial number, I can change this into a VIN number. I can choose to hide specific fields like this one here, and they won't appear anywhere on the AMS. I can add custom fields like the two I have here. And the cool thing is that if I go to the dashboard, I can also choose to show those custom fields on the dashboard and even filter by those. A few other options are the scanning. If you're using the app on mobile, you can click on scan, in which your camera will be triggered. You can quickly scan the QR code of any of the assets and get its information and trigger any of the actions like transfer, return, edit, etc.